tell you. This was just stunning. As you know, or if you're new to Status Coup, I've covered the Flint water crisis and cover-up extensively. I have a new book out. It's called We the Poisoned, Exposing the Flint Water Cover-Up. If you haven't gotten it yet, check it out. It's on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, online. There's also an audio version. So I remember crystally clear. I mean, part of the problem with Flint has been I've broken story after story about the cover-up, trying to get the media to care, because the media abandoned this story 8 years ago. They don't care anymore. They just report whatever the EPA and the government says. The government and the EPA says the water's fine, they just regurgitate it. The water's not fine. So a resident called me a couple weeks ago, or a couple months ago, and told me, I just had a reporter leave my house in tears. I said, oh, what happened? I'm not going to name names, but a reporter for one of the largest outlets in Michigan, one of the largest newspapers in Michigan, who that reporter was that newspaper's reporter covering the Flint water crisis for the last 6 years. That reporter for that newspaper, that was one of their top beats, as they call it, the Flint water crisis. The resident essentially tore into the reporter because that newspaper had just been regurgitating what the state of Michigan tells them, which was just propaganda and bullshit. That reporter had just literally been regurgitating state propaganda, never speaking with the residents, never digging, never investigating. And that reporter, speaking with the resident, heard things that they had never known before. And that reporter apologized and expressed, this is my first time actually reporting in Flint. That reporter had been working at that outlet for over 5 years. And that reporter was their lead reporter on the Flint water crisis. After 5 years, this was their first time reporting in Flint, in a resident's home. That is scandalous. Now, this was a major newspaper that has a lot of resources. This was a reporter that lives in Michigan, that could go to Flint pretty easily whenever they wanted to. They had never gone into Flint to talk to residents. No wonder you simply regurgitate what the state and the EPA tell you, because you're not in people's homes like I have been. You're not there 21 times like I have been, and I'm not from Michigan. I have flown and driven to Flint 21 times. I don't say this so you clap for us, but please do support us as a paying member. statuscoup.com/join. We need to grow our paid membership if we want to continue. We need to grow if we want to hire other reporters, producers, travel more, cover more stories. We are not going to be the anti-Trump resistance. We will cover the Trump presidency, of course, but we're not going to do it 24/7 like everyone else, which probably would be more profitable for us. But we believe there's a reason we got Trump. We need to cover all the other stories the rest of the corporate and, frankly, most independent media routinely ignore. How is it that you are the lead reporter covering the Flint water crisis, but you have never reported in Flint? Make that make sense. And I could go down the list. I have so many examples. I'll probably write a book one day of the media who make millions of, well, I'm talking about the media. I'm talking about $1 million anchors, reporters who make nearly $1 million, pundits who have contracts on CNN and MSNBC that get hundreds of thousands of dollars to go on CNN and MSNBC a couple times a week to bloviate. These people never actually go into the communities they are supposed to be reporting on, reporting about, analyzing, offering, or delivering to their viewers who are mostly older. What is the actual state of the economy? What is the actual state of workers? What is the state of people's wages? How are people's standard of life? They don't go.